Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family, and today I will be talking about Catherine and William and the fact that, following up from my video yesterday where I talked about the thrilling news that Catherine would be able to issue royal warrants in January 2026. However, today's news is that King Charles has delayed royal warrants for William and Catherine, and we need to look into why this has happened. So, welcome back, where I will unravel the mysteries and decisions shaping the British monarchy. In my last video, we celebrated the exciting news that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was poised to make history in January 2026 by issuing royal warrants, a privilege not granted to a Princess of Wales since 1910. But now a bombshell has dropped. According to The Times and posts circulating on X, King Charles has unexpectedly delayed granting Prince William and Princess Catherine the authority to issue these prestigious royal warrants. Why has the king made this move? Is it a simple administrative hiccup, or is there something deeper at play? Perhaps a strategic decision within the House of Windsor? Today we're diving into the facts, exploring the theories, and questioning what this means for the future of the monarchy. So stay with me for this in-depth look, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ding the bell for more royal insights. So let's start with the basics. For those new to the world of royal warrants, a royal warrant is a mark of distinction, a seal of approval granted to businesses that supply goods or services to the royal household for at least 3 years. It's like the monarchy saying, "We trust this brand and you should too." Currently, there are about 800 warrant holders, from small artisans like Wilkin & Sons jam makers to global giants like Samsung. The crest they display on their products or storefronts is a badge of prestige, often boosting sales, especially in export markets like China and Japan, as noted by industry leaders in The Times. The monarch alone decides who can grant these warrants, known as grantors. King Charles became a grantor in 1980 as Prince of Wales, and Queen Camilla joined him in 2024. Historically, not every senior royal gets this privilege. Princess Diana, for instance, was never a grantor, despite her global influence. If Catherine were to receive this honour, she'd be the first Princess of Wales to issue warrants since Queen Mary in 1910, a milestone that had royal watchers buzzing with anticipation. So what changed? In January 2025, outlets like the Economic Times and Fox News reported that William and Catherine were expected to start issuing warrants soon, with sources saying they'd use this power to recognise British skills and industry. Catherine's influence, often called the Kate effect, which I refer to as the Catherine effect, is undeniable. When she wore a £1,340 Victoria Beckham suit to a British Fashion Council event, it sold out online in hours. Her fashion choices have been estimated to inject £1 billion annually into the UK economy. And even a false rumour in 2024 about her using Adobe software boosted the company's stock by $3 billion in a single day. William too has championed sustainable brands like Rapanui, aligning with his Earthshot Prize initiatives. Brands are clamouring for their endorsement, as The Times noted, with some already inquiring about warrants. Yet King Charles has put this on hold. leaving these companies and royal watchers in limbo. The official narrative, as reported by Hello magazine and GB News, points to logistical reasons for the delay. The Lord Chamberlain's office, which oversees the warrant system, has been overwhelmed. After Queen Elizabeth II's death in 2022, 686 warrants she granted became void, although holders could use her crest until 2024. Charles's 159 warrants as Prince of Wales also needing updating, and the office was busy with the Queen's funeral and Charles's coronation in 2023. In May 2024, Charles and Camilla issued nearly 400 new warrants, a massive undertaking. A post on X from @PoshLadyNo1 suggests the small warrant office is simply prioritising these updates before adding new grantors like William and Catherine. This makes sense on paper. Bureaucracy moves slowly, especially in a 600-year-old institution. But is that the whole story? Let's explore some theories that have emerged, both from credible sources and from more speculative corners of X. So the first theory is that it's all about capacity. The Lord Chamberlain's office isn't a sprawling bureaucracy. It's a lean operation handling everything from royal ceremonies to warrant reviews. Hello magazine noted that the office has been stretched thin, and LBC reported that logistical delays from the coronation and funeral may still be ripple effects. This theory suggests Charles isn't deliberately blocking William and Catherine, he's just waiting for the system to catch up. It's plausible, especially since Charles and Camilla's warrants were prioritised in 2024. But here's where I raise an eyebrow. The monarchy has managed transitions before. After Queen Elizabeth's death, new warrant applications opened in May 2024, as per the Royal Warrant Holders Association. If the office can handle 400 new warrants, why not authorise William and Catherine to start their process? The lack of a timeline feels deliberate, don't you think? The second theory is that King Charles is asserting control. Charles has only been monarch since 2022, and at 76 he's still defining his reign, especially amid his cancer treatment in 2024. CBC News highlighted how 2024 strained the slimmed-down monarchy, with both Charles and Catherine stepping back temporarily due to health issues. By delaying this milestone, Charles might be keeping the spotlight on himself and Camilla as the primary grantors. Royal warrants are a form of soft power, a way to shape the monarchy's public image. Charles, known for his passion for sustainability, applied rigorous environmental standards to his warrants as Prince of Wales, as noted by GB News. He may want to ensure William and Catherine's warrants align with his vision before handing over the reins. A user on X, @BaronessBruck, hinted at this, saying the decision is at the whim of the sovereign, suggesting Charles is flexing his authority. But could this create tension? William and Charles were seen sharing a warm moment at the Order of the Bath service recently, but delaying a privilege Charles himself enjoyed as a Prince of Wales could feel like a slight. And now my third theory. Charles is protecting William and Catherine. 2024 was a grueling year for the Waleses. Catherine's cancer diagnosis and treatment dominated headlines, and William took on extra duties while supporting his family. The Express reported that Catherine is easing back into public life gradually, focusing on her children and select engagements. Granting warrants is a significant responsibility, reviewing applications, ensuring brands meet ethical standards, and managing the public fallout if a warrant holder falters. Charles might be shielding the couple from added pressure, especially Catherine, who's still in remission. And this theory aligns with Charles's own experience. He didn't become a grantor until 1980, well into his tenure as Prince of Wales. However, Catherine's team has signalled her readiness for bigger roles. The Daily Mail reported in February 2025 that her potential as a grantor was a sign of her recovery. If Charles is delaying to protect them, why not communicate that clearly to avoid speculation? The silence is fueling questions. And Theory 4. This is about modernising the monarchy. Royal warrants date back to the 15th century, and while they're prestigious, some argue that they're outdated. On X, users like @Canellabel have boldly claimed that William and Catherine don't even need warrants to be influential, calling them walking royal warrants. Their organic endorsements, like Catherine's fashion choices or William's eco-advocacy, already drive sales without a crest. Charles, a reformer in his own right, might be rethinking the system. Denomea.com suggested in 2022 that Charles could expand grantors or shift the types of businesses endorsed, perhaps prioritising sustainability over tradition. Could he be delaying to overhaul the warrant process, ensuring it reflects a 21st century monarchy? The catch is there's no evidence of such a reform yet, and brands are growing impatient, as the Times reported. If this is the plan, Charles risks alienating businesses eager for the Wales's endorsement. And my guess is, since this went public very recently, that brands are putting themselves forward en masse, which has overwhelmed the office. I did also think, could Harry and Meghan have had anything to do with this? But I don't think even they have that much sway with anything. But it is almost as if you can imagine the reaction that Meghan would have had in Montecito to this news, to all the positivity around Catherine. And she's probably one of the few people that is welcoming the news of a delay. Strange, isn't it? So, let's step back from this and consider the stakes. Royal warrants are not just about prestige. They're economic drivers. The Times quoted Craig Beaumont from the Federation of Small Businesses, who said companies are proud to display the royal arms, especially for exports. For William and Catherine, issuing warrants would amplify their already massive influence. Catherine could endorse fashion houses like Alexander McQueen or smaller designers like Jenny Packham, while William might champion eco-friendly firms. Marie Claire quoted royal editor Emily Nash, saying a warrant from the Waleses would bring huge kudos and a huge boost to brands. If Catherine becomes a grantor, she'd make history, but the delay means brands must wait, potentially missing out on the William and Catherine effect. This raises a critical question. Is King Charles underestimating their power, or is he deliberately curbing it to maintain his own authority? So now let's get to the heart of the speculation. Some on X, like Canellabel, argue the delay doesn't matter because William and Catherine's influence transcends formal titles. They point to Catherine's £1 billion impact and William's global environmental advocacy. But others see a power play. Could King Charles be wary of the Wales's popularity overshadowing his reign? William and Catherine and the monarchy's future, often polling higher than Charles, especially among younger audiences. By holding back this privilege, is Charles signalling that he's still the one in charge? Or is there a personal element, perhaps a desire to ensure the monarchy's legacy aligns with his lifelong passions before passing the baton? We can't ignore the family dynamics either. The New York Times reported in May 2025 on tensions involving Prince Harry, suggesting Charles is navigating multiple familial challenges. Could this delay be a cautious move to avoid further headlines? Is Harry trying to influence him in some way? Does he have a hold whereby Meghan has probably gone absolutely ape over this latest positivity regarding the Waleses, and maybe King Charles fears what Harry is capable of? So here's what I think. I think the truth likely lies in a mix of these theories. Logistical challenges are real, the Warrant Office is stretched, and 2024 was chaotic for the royals. But Charles is a strategic thinker. His reign is about legacy, sustainability, unity and stability. Delaying the Warrants could be a way to pace William and Catherine's rise, ensure their endorsements align with his values, or simply manage a monarchy under strain. Yet the lack of transparency fuels speculation, and it is a risk. The monarchy thrives on public trust, and unexplained decisions like this can erode it. If Charles is protecting the Waleses or reforming the system, a clearer signal would silence the doubters. Instead, we're left with questions. When will William and Catherine get this power? And what does this delay reveal about the monarchy's inner workings? So as we await answers, one thing is clear. William and Catherine's influence remains unmatched, warrant or no warrant. Their ability to boost British brands and inspire millions is a force that Charles cannot ignore forever. But for now, the king holds the key, and we're left wondering why he makes this decision. What's your take on this? Is this a logistical snag, a power play, or something else entirely? Drop your theories in the comments and let's keep this conversation going. If you found this deep dive intriguing, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe and ding the bell for more royal investigations, and check out my last video on Catherine's historic warrant milestone that started this saga. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one for another chapter in the royal story. So until then, keep questioning, keep watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.